Welcome back then. Welcome to every single person, and thank you for tuning in again onto the final episode of my ride from Jammu Kashmir all the way to Kanyakumari. Of course, on my ride, I've not been alone. You've been here with me, and I am doing it atop this. The next big thing in the EV landscape, it's the Ampere Nexus. Now, the Nexus and I, we passed mountain passes. We went through deserts. We went through big cities and civilizations. And here today, we pass the gates of heaven. Because, well, I happen to be in Goa. So today will be a little lazy, but today we will have a lot of fun. Goa is hot, but it's beautiful. It's a place you can fall in love with at first glance. Here you hire a scooter that I don't have to. You strap on your helmet and you just go. Recover, recuperate, decompress. But don't ever make the mistake of Googling things to do in Goa. You see, the whole idea here is to not do anything at all. It's a place to charge your batteries. Oh God, Goa really does get hot, huh? Now, it's very interesting to know that the battery performance is holding up well, even in Goan heat, and we know how hot Goa really gets. I think in Goa, our attention should be on the fact that this is a good-looking scooter. Because Goa is a capital of scooters, you have different kinds of scooters, different colors. What I really like about this one is that it's not an ordinary blue. It's a different kind of blue. One which looks good with slanted mountain light on it, and one which looks good in the sea of scooters out here in Goa too. Coffee? You know what? Forget about everything. Let's just get back to doing nothing. If you've ever been to Goa, then you know that the best way to ride here is to put your mental state into cruise mode. Of course, the scooter here, the equivalent mode is going to be eco mode, which I am in right now, so that I can soak in the beautiful scenery of River Mandvi. And that's the casino, by the way, that is allowed, because that's not on land, it's on the sea. Nothing to do with what we are here for, because we are here to do nothing. How do you know you are in Goa? If you happen to be on a ferry like that, or on a ferry like this one here. We are in a hurry, of course, because we are headed out to Kanyakumari. But you'll all excuse me if I choose to spend the evening here on the beaches. Because you see, you'll also relate with me if I'm to say that the spectacle of a celestial star setting over the sea and going beyond the horizon there is the pinnacle of what you and I set out to do. The pinnacle of doing nothing. And it is in moments like these that you tend to get an epiphany like I'm having one right now, which is everything that is happening to you has been just waiting to happen to you since the beginning of time. And yet, even in moments like these, sometimes we are not content because we think something is missing. But the fact of the universe is that nothing ever is missing. Everything almost always is picture perfect.
The next morning, the sun shone bright on south of India, and what I saw couldn't be believed. I was discovering India, connected by wide open highways. The roads were compressing the planet and the Nexus was covering the kilometers. Nexus Express was now a juggernaut. Sticking to the western coast of India, the Nexus and I made brisk pace towards the town of Udupi.
There isn't a single town or city in our country where there doesn't exist an Udupi restaurant. In fact, many of us have grown up having Udupi dishes and Udupi food for breakfast. And so it is going to be only befitting to be having an Udupi breakfast in the heart of the very town of Udupi. This is a place where the world's first dosa was ever made.
Most of the people, they come here, they want to eat very hot on. We don't prefer takeaway. We don't give orders to Swiggy, Zomato, nothing. In earlier days, all the temple staff, they used to come and sit inside the kitchen and they used to have the food there itself. So whatever we prepare, we offer first to the God and then we will serve to the customers. Approximately 28-29 staff, they are working here, and 70% of that is ladies. They are very obedient and sincere, honest. Throughout the day they work very hard.
How do you know you are in Karnataka? When you have this.
The destination in crosshairs now was the grand city of Bengaluru. Here, I had the opportunity of walking into the Ampere HQ with much pompous flair.
So this is a great confluence that we've entered into, and it's been a great experience for us. So would love to hear from you.
I think it's a fantastic product that you guys have put together. I'm looking forward to the launch. You guys have a great story going into the product, great story going into the launch. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
This is probably the first for an EV two-wheeler in India where it is 100% conceived, designed and engineered in India.
Majority of the India goes through a very high temperature range. It was very, very important for us to pick the right chemistry for the battery pack. With the LFP, we have a better thermal behavior. This is why we picked the chemistry we have picked, and we are very confident the customers will also enjoy the experience.
When the sun rises, Bangalore it is that shines. The city that we know to be housing multitudes of IT professionals is also a city that exports talent out to the world. But this is a place where value engineering takes precedence. From engineering a simple, sumptuous idli meal at ₹40 to creating and launching rockets onto the northern face of the moon, as we know, Chandrayaan. This is the place then that will ensure that India is the next big thing in the world. To celebrate this very spirit and philosophy of value engineering, then I believe that Ampere Nexus, they've decided to also offer it in a lunar white color. From here, I'm going to head to Salem, then Kodaikanal. In between somewhere is going to be Madurai. And then finally, I'm going to get to say it here, and so I'll say it, Kanyakumari is not far away.
The way to Kanyakumari was now a straight one. And on the way, I had the pleasure of meeting personalities that have chosen the path less traveled.
எங்களோட குழுவோட முக்கியமான நோக்கம் என்னன்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா ட்ராஷ் ஃப்ரீ ஃபாரஸ்ட். இங்கே வர டூரிஸ்ட் எல்லாருமே இதை ஒரு சுற்றுலாத்தலமாக மட்டும்தான் பார்க்குறாங்க. பட் இது சுற்றுலாத்தலம் மட்டும் கிடையாது. இது ஒரு பாரம்பரியமான இடம். இங்கே போடுற குப்பையினால நதிகளில் வந்து நிறைய பிரச்சனைகள் வரும். இந்த மலையை சுற்றி இருக்க டேம் எல்லாத்துக்குமே இங்கேருந்து தான் தண்ணி போகுது. ஸோ இந்த தண்ணிகளை வந்து நாங்கள் தூய்மையாக வச்சுக்கிறதுக்காக முயற்சி பண்ணுறோம். இங்கே வர சுற்றுலா பயணிகள் எல்லாருமே வந்து அவங்க போட்டுட்டு போகிற மொத்த குப்பைகளையுமே நாங்கள் செக்ரிகேட் பண்ணி அதை ரீசைக்கிள் அனுப்புகிறோம். இது வரைக்கும் வந்து நாங்கள் ஒரு 16,000 டன் குப்பைகளை நாங்கள் வனத்துலேருந்து எடுத்திருக்கோம். அதே மாதிரி இன்றைக்கி எங்களோட தூய்மை பணியில் வந்து நாங்கள் காஷ்மீர் டு கன்னியாகுமரி வரைக்கும் இந்த பேட்டரி பைக்கை ஓட்டிட்டு வந்த நண்பர்களை பார்த்தோம். இதுவும் ஒரு இயற்கை சார்ந்த ஒரு புரிதல் தான். இது இங்கே இருக்க பாப்புலேஷனுக்கும் சரி பொல்யூஷனுக்குமே இது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு தீர்வாக இருக்கும்னு நான் நம்புகிறேன்.
1989, I found this place. I'd gone all over South India to Nepal and Sri Lanka. But this is the place with a river and appropriate technology. And we have solar panels and we have a micro hydro plant. We wanted to grow our vegetables, coffee, everything naturally. There is a slight movement in India towards children doing things practically, learning practically, but not much. We're probably moving in the right direction to have more electric vehicles, and I've seen that the central government seem to be very serious about more solar panels and wind generators and all these things.
Meeting Joshua Edwards and Brian Jenkins was a humbling experience. One that made me voice in and ask the question that we did in the beginning of this expedition. Are we collectively doing enough in the present to hope for a better future?
I am 25 kilometers away from Kanyakumari, but as I was passing through these fields of the windmills, I was once again stopped in my track to be thinking on the topic of renewable sources of energy. And that's because today we don't really have one final solution, the go-to renewable source of energy that is solving it all for us. There is no silver bullet solution. Change is the only constant. But it is from today's endeavors that a tomorrow's solution will be born. As noted physicist Richard Feynman once said, that with matters of science, energy, and the universe, we can never be right. We can only be proven wrong. What a feeling. The journey that I in the beginning thought to be unbelievable, unthinkable, unimaginable on an electric scooter, it has come to an end and we have arrived. That is the signature statue of Kanyakumari, the rock memorial of Swami Vivekananda. Beyond that horizon is a whole different world. The question that begs to be asked then is, what is it to travel across the length of the country? I believe one transcends the ordinary when one travels India, and dare I even say, unites with the infinite. Ladies and gentlemen, the K2K ride is over. As you can see, the sun is set on it. And the milestone reads nothing. And there are no winds. Energy is out.
We are an engineering company of excellence beyond 160 years. So we are one of the oldest establishments in India today.